Pinnacle Safety Solutions for all things safety.
Hello, my name is Beverly Rouse and I'm the principal for Pinnacle Safety Solutions based here in Barbados. The purpose of this video, if you're visiting the website or indeed looking at YouTube, was to give you some insight into how we managed our most recent project, the building of Massy Supermarket in Holetown, St James. The project itself took 9 months and we had the responsibility of managing the whole project from a safety and health perspective. The project started in January 2017 and we started off by training the project management team using IOSH, Institution of Occupational Safety and Health management tools. Took them through the managing safely process, so at least they'd have some understanding of what was required in relation to construction. And certainly my leanings in construction, I tended to sort of push that area of it through the IOSH program. The next stage was actually exposing the contractors and tradesmen to safety and health and what we would have expected them to be doing when they came to site. Now, at the height of the project, we had some 250 men that we had to manage. So the induction process took place each time new people came to site. They were given all the information as it related to the site rules, as it related to how we were actually going to manage the project and get the cooperation from everybody who was going to be part of the project. In some instances, we had to do group inductions, particularly for those tradesmen who were coming onto the project much later on, and that seemed to work very well. Coming out of the induction process, everybody was issued with an induction card, so we had a clear idea who was on site and that they had been through the process of site induction. We had other passes for visitors and we identified who the visitors were for the duration of the project, and also for temporary workers. So there was never a time when there were people on site that we didn't know they had the authority to be there. In terms of the documented systems, the management systems, we used a process called RAMS, abbreviated RAMS, which is Risk Assessment and Method Statement. So what we expected everybody to do that was going to undertake work was to tell us the methodology of what they were going to be doing and then write the risk assessment associated with that. Now, bearing in mind, pretty much 90% of the workers, tradesmen, and to some degree contractors had very limited knowledge of risk assessment. We had to take them through that process. They still had to write it, but we spent a lot of time engaging with them and giving them information so they could put together the documentation. Coming out of the risk assessment and method statement, once they were approved, because we asked for them to be submitted at least 7 days before, they were issued with a permit, and that permit basically stipulated who was meant to be on site, who was supervising, and what activities they were going to undertake. And we would sign off on all risk assessments and permits to work so that we had a clear understanding of who was doing what at any given moment because of the nature of the work and the speed at which the work was being undertaken. There were instances where urgent work was needed to be carried out and we had dynamic risk assessments available, and we would sit down more often than not with the contractors to help them through the process of identifying what could possibly go wrong with the work activity they were undertaking. In terms of communication, we had several means of communication. We used a WhatsApp forum, which was excellent. We also had site meetings, briefings. People were able to come to the site office and speak to the safety team, and it seemed to work very well. I will not say to you that the project was an easy project because we were actually taking people to a place that they'd never been to before as it related to safety and health, but it certainly put them in good stead because the project was completed within the 9 months that the client requested, and we had no downtime, we had no major injuries, we had no incidents really of any significance. We had some minor first aid, but it's meant that for a project of that size and with the number of workers at its peak being 250, the hours that were completed, I think from memory, were 350,000 man hours, and that is a feat for anyone to manage, not least here in Barbados, given that health and safety is relatively new for us on the island. I wouldn't say that it was an easy road, but it was a road that was travelled, and everybody was pleased that it was completed to time. I'm not saying by any means that the things that I'm now talking about sum up everything that took place on site, because that would take quite a long time in terms of video. I will say to you that safety and health is an exciting discipline, construction particularly, and if you want more information, by all means visit our website www.pinnaclesafetysolutions.org and give us a call or send us an email, and we're happy to give you further information. But this is just an overview of what we did for the particular project in question. Thank you for viewing.
Pinnacle Safety Solutions for all things safety.